Listen, man, don't walk away just yet. Sit with me for a minute. Because I know that look in your eyes, that quiet storm, the way your voice tightens when you say I'm fine, even though everything in you is screaming that it's not. You don't need advice right now. You've had enough of that. From friends, from YouTube videos, from your own restless thoughts spinning circles at 3 a.m. What you need right now is someone to just tell you this. But before we really get into it, just tap like and hit subscribe so this message reaches the next guy who needs to hear it too. So you think she's slipping away, that the girl who once clung to your arm now barely looks at you, that the warmth you used to feel in her voice now sounds like a stranger answering the phone. And you're terrified that one more wrong move, one more long message, one more attempt to fix it might be the nail in the coffin. But what if I told you that the only thing keeping her from coming closer is the way you're trying to pull her in? Yeah, I know, that sounds backwards. But listen to me. There's a moment in every man's life when he realizes you can't hold someone by gripping tighter. You hold them by being someone they don't want to drift from. And right now, she feels like she's drowning in your fear. See, when a woman first fell for you, it wasn't because you promised her the world. It wasn't because you had all the right answers. It was something quieter, something unspoken. It was the way you moved like your own man, the way you laughed without hesitation, the way you weren't afraid to let her wonder what you were thinking. She felt something around you, and slowly, that feeling started fading, not because you stopped loving her, but because you stopped loving yourself. You made her your entire gravity. Your every breath became, what does she need? Is she happy? Is she texting someone else? And that version of you, the one that hovers, the one that's always available, the one that panics when she pulls away, that man doesn't spark desire, he triggers retreat. I'm not saying you don't love her. I'm saying the way you're loving her is turning her off. And I know that hurts. But here's what you've got to understand. Women don't run from love. They run from pressure. And right now, she feels more like a responsibility than a partner. You're trying to fix something that isn't broken because what's broken isn't her. It's your sense of self. You stopped being the man who walks with purpose, the man who had goals before she entered the picture, the man she had to earn, not the one she had to comfort. And look, I get it. You're scared. You think if you pull back, she'll disappear for good. But let me tell you something. If stepping back makes her leave, she was already gone. And that's a brutal pill to swallow. But it's also freedom. Because the truth is, the right woman won't need chasing. She'll meet you halfway. She won't make you question your place. And she damn sure won't punish you for loving hard. So stop trying to remind her of how good things used to be. She already knows. What she doesn't feel anymore is your edge. That grounded version of you who didn't need her approval to feel like a man. Bring that man back, not to win her, but to win yourself. Because even if she does come back, if it's the needy version of you she returns to, it'll never last. She needs to feel the fire again, not from your words, but from your presence. And you can't fake that. You can't script it. You've got to earn it back, brick by brick. Start by remembering who the hell you were before this pain, before the silence, before you turned her into a mirror for your self-worth. You used to laugh without checking if she was smiling. You used to chase your own life. You used to have mystery, direction, rhythm. You weren't this anxious version of yourself glued to her moods. That's the man she wanted. And you know what's crazy? That man's still in there. He just got buried under too much. What if and not enough I am. So here's what you do. You breathe, you stop writing speeches in your head, you stop trying to impress her, fix her, decode her. You walk like she's not the prize. You are. Not because you're better, but because you finally remembered that you matter too. And then you do something even harder. You give her space. You let the silence do what your words can't. And if she reaches back, with real effort, not breadcrumbs, then maybe there's something still alive. But if she doesn't, you do not chase. Because chasing a woman who's walking away is how you lose both her and yourself. And let me tell you something you won't hear from most people. If she walks and doesn't look back, thank her. Seriously. Thank her for showing you she was never the woman who could handle the weight of your love. Thank her for leaving before you wasted more years watering dead soil. Thank her for clearing the path for someone who sees you, not just when it's convenient, not just when she's lonely, but every damn day. And until that person shows up, you build. You build yourself back up in silence, in discipline, in nights at the gym, in early mornings with a clear head, in goals that make your soul light up again. You stop texting her old photos. You stop checking if she viewed your story. You stop romanticizing someone who couldn't even meet you where you stood. Because when you finally stop waiting on her, she'll either come back and feel the difference or she'll disappear, and you'll thank God she did. But either way, you win. Because you got you back. And the man who knows his worth, he's never left wondering why someone else didn't. And look, before you walk out of here thinking this is just about her, let me be real with you one last time. This moment, this pain, this ache in your chest that you keep trying to bury under distractions, gym sets, late night scrolling, it's not just about losing her. It's about everything you never healed from before she even came along. It's about the times you were told to man up when all you really needed was someone to ask if you were okay. It's about the relationships where you gave everything, only to be left wondering if you were ever enough. It's about how you've tied your worth to being chosen when deep down you were never taught how to choose yourself. That stops now. Because this pain isn't here to destroy you. It's here to wake you up, to shake you out of your sleepwalk, to pull you out of that version of you that bends over backwards for people who would never stretch for you, to make you look in the mirror and finally say, I'm done begging to be seen. Because the man you're becoming, he doesn't chase, he creates, he doesn't beg, he builds. He doesn't need to be told he's worthy. He knows it. And that man, he doesn't need her to come back to feel whole again. He walks forward with a calm fire in his chest, knowing that if she was meant for him, she'd match his energy, not his desperation. So if you're standing at that edge, wondering whether to text, to beg, to plead, don't. Stand still, breathe deep, and ask yourself, who am I when no one's clapping? Because that answer, that's the beginning of everything. This isn't about getting her back anymore, but about getting you back. And when you do, they'll feel it. Everyone will. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.